Well, hello, I'm Joaquin Caballero, and today I will try to answer the question of who am I as a leader. But first, I think it's necessary to answer other questions like am I really a leader? Indeed, what type of leader, in which situations, with which people? So, well, to start and to be honest, I do think I am a leader. I think I've been a leader for some people and for some time, and even if I didn't realize back then. And the thing is, the more I understand what a leader really is and what it takes to be a leader, the more convinced I'm that I am one. Uh, because for me, a leader is someone that people look up to, someone that inspire people to achieve their goals, to become who they want to be, and to grow, basically. And it has to be someone charismatic, in my opinion, someone with clear ideas, clear values, someone empathic, obviously, and with great communication skills. But this doesn't only imply being a good speaker, but also being a good listener, which is something that I value a lot from good leaders, and is something that I've been trying to do a lot since I've been considered a leader for some people, because I think listening is the best way to get the best insight of what people is thinking, actually, of how people are, what they're capable and what they're not capable of, which is also important to understand. And at the end of the day, is the best way to get the best out of people, because you really know how they are, and also they value you, and they respect you more when they can talk to you and they feel listened. So I think good leaders, in my opinion of what a leader is, because I know that some leaders are not that good listeners, but in my perfect leader will be a good listener, and I try to achieve that every day. But obviously, you cannot inspire people only by listening. You need to be a good speaker too. And for me, speaking is in a big part about knowing which words to say to the right people in the right situation. I always try to adapt my voice tone, the expressions, the words, the way I say things, depending on the person that I'm talking to, its personality, the situation it's going through. Like, I think it's so important to understand this, because you can be true to yourself and speak always the same way, but I think that you need to understand each situation in order to put the right words into a situation, and that's when people say you're a good speaker, or I think that's what they mean. But it's also true that you need to support your speech, even if your speech is well made, with the right tone, in the right moment, with the right words. You need a backup. You need what you say to be accurate. So another thing that I think is so important for leaders is to have a background knowledge which is enough for what they are as leaders. Maybe they don't have to be intelligent, this is what I mean, but in what they do, they need to be proficient, because that gives people a sense of security and a sense of also admiring that, okay, I know what this people is doing, I know what this person is capable of, and that is why I'm going to follow you, you know. At the end of the day, for me, demagogy and people who speak very well but doesn't have a backup, and the speech is meaningless, it's like a lie with short legs, you know. So I don't know. I think I have been a leader for some time, as I've been in charge of many things, considering my groups, my football teams, my family as well, and I've always figured out what to do in all situations to make everyone feel good. And this leads me again to one of the other features that I think that are crucial for leaders, which are also improvisation and adaptability. I think leaders need to improvise and adapt to any situations, because at the end of the day, unexpected and bad things occur and happen. And for me, knowing how to adapt to those situations, staying positive, conveying a feeling of safeness is very important. Is what people is what people makes them is what makes people feel safe, you know. And this is for me a very important feature and characteristic in a leader, and this has helped me honestly a lot through my life, because one of the things that I consider myself a leader for is for with my friends, and I think I've been able to stay with them in the hardest moments, to know what to talk to them and what to say in the worst moments, and also to stay positive and try to convey them a feeling of safeness. So, and they've thanked me for this, and I don't know, I think good leaders need to adapt to any situation, and when bad things happen, also to have a clear idea in your mind and to let people know, even if you don't have a control for the situation, to let people know that you do, and somehow you will figure out how to solve it. And changing a little bit the speech, I would like to talk about what type of leaders are my favorite leaders, and I think those are social leaders, those who are all about helping others and to help communities grow, to help people grow, and those leaders that know that in their situation they are in a position in which they can help others, and that's what they do use it for, not for authority, not for giving orders, not for achieving their goals using others, but for helping them. And this is the case of one of my biggest heroes and one of the persons that have inspired me the most, which is Muhammad Yunus. Muhammad Yunus is a Nobel Prize winner that created the Grameen Bank, and he's been considered the banker to the poor, like he explained in his book Banker to the Poor, which has been one of the books that influenced me the most, because he shows himself as a passionate, as a dedicated leader, and he created a microfinancing way for end poverty and in poverty. And there's a concept that this guy called Camilo Garcia explains in his article, explaining how this guy Muhammad Yunus is a long-term leader, which is a concept that I liked a lot, because that's the kind of leader that I consider myself with my group of friends, the kind of person that is always there for them, that is always taking care of each individual in the group, which is like kind of the glue for plans to work, because I don't only mean like having the lead on trips, having the lead on plans, on parties, no, what I mean is when things are bad, being the one that has to deal with the problems, that has to, and that knows also what to say, what to do, and how to manage people. So I think Muhammad Yunus has taught me a lot also on how, through perseverance, through passion and self-awareness, you can be a leader for a higher amount of people, for a community also, because that's what he has been doing, but not only with this microfinancing way, but also for his country, from Bangladesh at the time of the independence from Pakistan, and in many other ways, because I think leaders are able to be leaders in many situations, not only in what they're proficient of. So I try to also be a long-term leader, as I explained, and I don't know, but I've been another kind of leader. For example, in my football team, I had a different role, as I was the captain for many years, and I had to learn how to deal with authority also, and with giving orders and taking decisions that concerned all. And this was a little bit hard for me at the beginning, but I figured out how to be a leader that had authority, but in a horizontal and friendly way. And that for me was, I don't know, so important, because there's so many kinds of leaderships, and sometimes in a business or in some aspects of your life, being a leader means giving orders, even if you don't like that kind of authority. And through sports, through friends groups, through family, for example, with my brother too, I developed also that aspect of being a leader, and that I really like. So to wrap up everything, I believe that the role of leaders in society is so important, that people are born leaders, but people can also make themselves leaders, and we have to accept that, assume that as leaders, and contribute to those people that are being led to grow, and also for us to grow with them, because for me being a leader also is learning from the people that I'm leading. So well, thank you. That were my I don't know, my thoughts and my conclusions about if I am a leader or not and who am I as a leader. And I hope that whoever watches this enjoys it.